And I think we're live. Let's get this thing shared. So we have 5 people in here so far. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just sharing the live stream on my other social medias, just to get a few more people in here. Yeah. Good evening, Grant. How you doing? Zievs, hello. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can get a stream. Okay. How's it going, Simon? Oh, if you could all just go ahead and do me a quick favor, just give this live stream a like, give it a thumbs up. That will help it reach out to more people. At the moment, I'm just sharing it to my other social medias, just to get a few more people in here, and then we'll get this thing underway. But yeah, if you could all just give it a like, that'll help me out a lot. Helps the YouTube algorithm. Where are we? We have 10 people in here now. I shouldn't be too long, to be honest. I don't want to keep you all waiting to kick this thing off. It should only be a matter of 2 minutes or so. Okay, almost done. Right, and that should do it, I think. Okay, then let's go back on to the live stream. Okay, so we have 17 people in here so far, 16 now. So we have Grant, Ziev, Simon, Tulip Flower, hello to you. Mark Beasley, evening to you as well. Tulip Flower, are you on StreamYard? No, I'm not on StreamYard. I've used that 1 or 2 times before, but you know, it's really not needed, to be honest. The good thing about it is that obviously you can like screen record and whatever, so I can, you know, go on my browser and show you guys a couple of things. But for tonight, we're just going to be having a chat, so don't really need the extra features on it. Where is Fiesta of yours? I don't even have the Fiesta anymore. I have a BMW E60. If you, by the way, if all you guys could do me a massive favor, it doesn't cost anything. If you could just give this live stream a thumbs up, just hit the like button. You know, it's not going to take any amount of time. If you could just give it a like, will help me out, because it will help the YouTube algorithm, and it will help get out to a lot more people. So if you just hit the thumbs up button, I will appreciate that. So 7 of you have done that. Still got 20 people in here though. Come on, don't be shy. Salam, Rustam. How you doing? No worries, man. Japin Portable. Hello to you. Okay, so I hope you're, all doing well at the moment. I hope you're, staying safe and not having to go through too much trouble at the moment. Naylor, hi from Ireland. Can you check your DMs on Instagram? I'm not going to go on my phone while I'm doing the live stream, but obviously I'll check it after. I don't think it'll be that thrilling to watch. Naylor, if you have a question, just ask it on here. I can literally try and answer it as best as possible right here on the live stream. Hey George, how much do the BMW cost, both of them? I only have one BMW now. If you're looking on my channel and you see two, that's because I did have an old BMW E60 that a couple of years ago, broke it down, sold its parts, and now I have another one. But I am going to make a full video that will be up on Monday, talking about the whole running costs of it, how much it cost me to run for the entire year. I think that video should help a lot of you guys out. Tom Hutchinson, how's the bodybuilding training going? Any plans on making fitness videos again? I've answered this, a whole load of times now. I make car related content. I did make a video explaining this. I've mentioned it a whole bunch of times. I make car content now, and that's where the future of my channel is heading. Jack Dangerfield, hi from Gloucestershire. Nice part of the world there. Hello to you. Naylor, when you get a chance, mate. Yeah, not a problem. I will check my DMs. Davey Martin, that's better. Had a ball let's on in that evening. Hello to you, Davey. Simon Peters, how's work been with the current situation? So to be honest, like my whole life in general hasn't really changed that much, since the whole illness that's been going around, should we say. I don't want to say the word because it might affect my YouTube or whatever, because I know when you do mention that word, then YouTube are like, potentially banning some people from seeing it, or they're placing like NHS ads all over it. So I don't want that to happen. But anyway, yeah. So my whole life hasn't changed. My work hasn't changed a whole lot. We're just washing our hands more frequently. I'm wearing gloves and just not really making much face-to-face contact with people. As a few I'm a delivery driver. So I deliver to shops and things like that. And I really don't have to get too close to people, to be honest, for any real amount of time. So my work hasn't, changed at all, to be honest. Okay. Patrick Doherty, hello to you. Hope you're well. Are you satisfied? Sorry, how do you pronounce your name? I don't know if it's because I'm not looking correctly, but it looks like Mackie Edge. I've just completely butchered that. I'm sorry, but if you could try and say how it's pronounced, that would help me. But yeah, you basically asked, are you satisfied by changing from Fiesta to BMW? I was consider that as well. Yeah, definitely. It's a different kind of car, isn't it? A Fiesta is a small hatchback. It's probably a funner car to drive. It's small, it's nimble, it's got good handling. It's a car that you can really chuck around. But something like a BMW 5 Series, it's a luxury cruiser. It does everything straight out the box. So it's a completely different car, to be honest. It's more of a grown-up car, you could say. Grant F, where did you buy your E60 from? Dealer, private, or somewhere else? I bought it privately. Found the ad on Auto Trader, went down and had a look, then negotiated a price. I would always buy private. I'd never really buy from a dealership. A lot of people seem to think that you're going to get a more looked after car if you buy from the dealership. It's just not the case. It's, to be honest, they're more likely to potentially lie about things, problems wrong with the car and whatever else. So, and then on top of that, they're going to stick an extra at least £1,000 over a private resale price. So yeah, I would always buy private, to be honest. Greetings from Denmark. Official woofer. So I have an E61 similar age to yours, but the older sat-nav version. Love the channel and all the work you've done on the E60. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm guessing, and if it's the widescreen, then you'll have the CCC iDrive. If you have the very the smallest screen, you probably have the Mask 2 iDrive. Naylor one, I have a 520D E61, cuts out every so often after refuel, sometimes shudders and stalls at traffic lights. It's auto. Okay. I'm sure you've asked this question before. I don't know if it was in a message or if it was in just a YouTube comment. To be honest, without at least seeing a video of it or being right up close, I couldn't say so, and I wouldn't like to say, because I don't like giving bad advice. I wouldn't like to say, oh, it's your fuel pump, and then you go ahead and replace your fuel pump, and then that's like a £200 down the drain. Do you know what I mean? I don't like giving bad advice, so I can't comment on that without seeing the car and without feeling the problems. Weedy Compton, hi man, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? I have a problem with my Bowden cable filler flap. Do you have one video how to replace it on your channel? What is a Bowden cable? Do you mean, is that like the little cable that holds the filler cap on? I don't know. You'll have to kind of elaborate on that. Naylor, fuel filter. Do you mean, could it be the fuel filter? Like I said, I wouldn't like to comment on it, without being up close and actually known for myself. I don't know. I've just got to. I'm just going to go and get a top up of a drink. I'll literally be no more than like 60 seconds. If you could all just do me a massive favor, because I know there's 25 of you in here right now. If you could give this live stream a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it, and I will get around to answering every single one of your questions without fail. I'm just going to go and get a drink. I won't be long. Stay tuned. Give this live stream a thumbs up, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, so seem to have lost a few people there, as to be expected, but we near enough have a thumbs up for everyone that's in here, so that's all good. I do appreciate that. Yeah, let's resume service now. Patrick Doherty, hi. Is it the M47A or C in your E60? It's the M47D20A engine in my E60. They didn't make the C engine in the E60. The C engine was introduced in late 2010. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it debuted on like the E90 and the E87, I want to say, you know, the 3 in the 1 series. Grant F, 100% agree. They only wash it and at best service it. Yeah. So you're talking about the dealership. Yes, they will do anything. They're all about, margins at the end of the day. They want to make the most amount of profits. So they're going to spend as little as possible and try and gain as much money as possible from the resale of a used car. I wouldn't recommend them at all. Weedy Compton, good, thanks. That's good. Weedy Compton, it's the cable that locks the tank cover. I didn't know there was a cable that locked there's not really a cable that locks the tank cover, is there? Unless I'm just imagining things. I don't think there's a cable that locks the tank cover. I know it's on like a hinge. I don't think there's not a cable though, is there? Unless you mean the little rubber, I guess you could call it a rubber cable or whatever, that attaches the actual screw-in cap. But yeah, try and elaborate a little bit more. I'm a bit lost. Patrick Doherty. So yeah, it's recommended oil for longer mileage, 520D E61. Once you're scared of the car dying in the future, so I want to make sure I minimize the risks of the engine taking any damage so I can keep it. So I recommend that you change your oil and oil filter every 5,000 to 6,000 miles. That's regardless of age. If it's brand new, if it's done 300,000 miles, change every 5,000 to 6,000 miles, and it should near last forever. Honestly, oil is cheap. Oil filters are cheap, so don't skimp on them. It's the things that's gonna make your engine keep ticking on forever. Fiscal Woofer, I know you are a fair distance from London, but I'd really consider bringing the E61 up to you for paid service of various things. Is there something you consider? So I've actually had quite a few people ask me if I'd work on their cars, if I'd do the timing chain, if I'd delete their EGR, if I'd gut the DPF, if I would do them a service, if I'd do whatever. And it's not that I don't want to, I'd love to do it. It's, I genuinely do enjoy working on cars. It's just the time and also the space. Now, if I had like my own place, if I had, a big driveway or a big garage that I could comfortably work on cars, and I could also not have to make you wait out in the rain, I should say, then I would be more than welcome to do it. But because I'm in a situation at the moment, I can't really do that. I barely have enough time to work on my own car as well, because I'm working full time, obviously doing YouTube, and that takes a whole lot of time. I just really don't have the time or the space. But in the future, like I said, when I get my own place, it's something that I will definitely be looking into doing, because I do enjoy it, and it'd be good to meet some of you guys as well. Ruston B, when I wanted to buy BMW 535D, I found the channel BMW Doctor. He is maybe good guy and pro at BMW, but my God, talks too much. Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Willie Compton, haha, it's complicated to explain here, and I'm not English native speaker, so I'll send you a photo on your mail to see and better understand, i.e. problem. Yes, that'll be good. To send me an email. It's actually George Osterberry at gmail.com. I'll just put it in the comments right now. There's my email address. It's also the same as my PayPal as well. So if anyone does want to donate anything, whether it's 1p, whether it's £10, £1, whatever it will be, it'll be greatly appreciated. And anything that I have donated just goes back into the channel. It all just sits in a little pot, and that allows me to buy car parts. And I'm actually saving up for another car as well. I'm saving up for another car for the channel, solely for the channel. It's not even going to be a car that I'm going to be driving myself. It's just going to be a car to buy, to make videos on, to repair, and just to make content with, to be honest. Ruston B, thankfully through his videos found your channel, and can't thank BMW not BMW.turn enough that I found you. Good stuff. At the ball, I'm currently looking at changing the fuel rail regulator sensor. Will it need coding into the engine, if that makes sense? No, so the fuel rail sensor will not need coding to the engine. It's just a plug and play part. Fiscal woofer, I hear you. Service and space. Love what you're doing with the channel. Thank you. No problem. I'm glad that you're enjoying things at the moment. Skins 382. Hi mate. On startup on my 2009 520D 61 is giving me the increased battery error. Been through all the usual fixes, but nothing doing. Battery and alternator both running as they should. Any ideas? So you say everything's running as it battery and alternator running as it should, but the battery could actually be the problem. It could be overcharging. It's quite a common problem as well, and it sometimes is the alternator that can cause that, because when I had my old E60, the previous owner said he had to replace the alternator because he was getting the same high battery discharge. So it's worth checking on your battery, how many volts it's reading at, both before you start it and then when the engine's running as well. Before you start, it should be sitting at around 12 volts, and then after you start it, it should be sitting at around 14 and a half volts. If it's going much higher than that, then yeah, you can see where the problem is. The Cody P, I don't drive a BMW and never will, but I still watch your content. I originally started following you for fitness content from when you did collab with Elon TV years ago. Keep with a good rep. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you sticking around for so long. Simon Peters, what car are you thinking of getting? BMW, I hope. So yes, I do plan on getting something BMW. I don't really think I will be straying away from BMW for a good amount of time. But yeah, it's all just going to depend on what I can afford, to be honest. I do want to try and get something sorted for this summer, though. So yeah, I've just got the dog scratching at the door. Where are we at then? Hi George, as we discussed on chat last week, I'm having the DPF removed next week. My friend who looks after it has persuaded me to lose the EGR to when remapped. Can the EGR be left in place? Of course, yeah, you can leave the EGR in place when you get it switched off, on the software when it goes for the remap. But see, it's one of them things. With it still being in place, there is the risk that it can still cause a problem. Now, what do I mean by that? It's not uncommon for people to still have the exhaust gases coming out from the cooler or whatever, for example, if it's cracked. So because you're not putting a physical blanking plate between the EGR cooler and the exhaust manifold, exhaust gases are still going to go so far. They're going to go right up into the valve itself. So, say for example, say if there's kind of like a leak between the valve, or if it's stuck open or if it's stuck closed, then it's still going to be letting some exhaust gases through. Switching it off in the software only stops the valve from opening, but if it's stuck, then you still might be getting exhaust gases through. And not only that, with it all completely removed, it's it's saving a little bit of weight, but it's saving the space in the engine bay. I don't know which engine do you have. If you have the N47, when the EGR and the EGR cooler is removed, it frees up a whole load of space, especially to get to the pulleys, the drive belt, water pump, things like that. It makes access so much better. And it's just a nuisance being in the place that it is, to be honest. Fiscal woofer. Sorry if you said this before on another vid, but if I was to do an oil service, would I need a computer code thing to reset it? If so, what would you use 361? No, you do not need a computer or any kind of software to reset the oil service interval. I actually have a video on how to do it. Let me just find out the exact video. And it's instances like this why I make videos like this, so then people, when they have a question, I can just say, I actually made a whole video on that, so you can go check it out if you want. Let me find out what the exact video is called. I'm pretty sure it's something like how to reset service lights on BMW or something or other. Okay, so it is called where are we? So yeah, how to reset BMW service lights on your dash, E87, E19, E61, etc. So that's the exact video. It's pretty simple stuff, to be honest. You don't have to go into any code or anything. They tried to make it somewhat difficult. It's not that obvious, but once you know how to do it, it's very easy. Asghar Mohammed, I have a Mint E36 328 M Sport. Do you think the E36 will be a classic like the E30 and go up in value? Absolutely. Kind of by definition, any car really, once it hits 25 years old, goes up in value. They're gone, cars go down in value until they reach pretty much scrap value. So I don't know, £200 or whatever. And then, the good examples that survive that phase then start to go up in value because, like I said, a lot of them get scrapped, and then there's only so many left, and then there's obviously a high demand for them then, and yeah, they've just got to go up in value eventually. So let me ask you guys a question. So I mentioned earlier how, obviously, you know, so how I'm buying car parts and whatever for future videos, and how I actually want to buy another car as well. What car would you like to see on the channel? So what new project car would you like to see on the channel? Now, bear in mind, it's got to be something sensible. It's got to be something realistically that I can buy, and it's going to be a car which is going to reach a wider audience. So it's got to be something that is a fairly common car, you know, so I can do a lot of help videos on it. And yeah, it's got to be something that realistically I could get. So if you have any suggestions of which cars you think I should get next, then do let me know. Z4, BMW Z4. Let's see how much BMW Z4s are. Let me switch this over actually. Okay. The I don't think I would really be. I don't think it'd be a car that I would be driving myself, though. To be honest, that's the only problem. I don't even think I would have it on the road. I think it would just be a car to work on. Well, I've just put on Auto Trader, BMW Z4. Cheapest one at the moment is a 2007, and it has the 2-liter engine, which what's that? N43. That's like one of the worst engines BMW's ever made, and it is £1,488. To be honest, that really doesn't excite me. A 2-liter naturally aspirated engine, no, you can't really do a whole lot with that. We got one here, the second one. That's a 3-liter engine. That's what that'll be, like the N54, I think. Sorry, M54, and that will be about £1,895. That's 147,000 miles. So yeah, it's not really a realistic project car, to be honest. I've got to get something that's quite cheap, and obviously it's going to be quite a common car that people have got. I like to see you do F11, but that is less common than even the E60, E61. Yeah, see, like the F11, that would like cost more than that because that's newer than my car. So I don't think that would be a very affordable project car. BMW 7 Series E38. Maybe. I know they are plagued with problems, but again, it's not a very common car, is it? I mean, how many people really have an old 7 Series? Diogo, hello George, hello everybody, hello to you. Hope you're well. If common got to go 3 Series of some type. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking a 3 Series, Now, I don't know what's the I don't know what chassis I would go with, but I am thinking a 3 Series could be on the cards. Any video on brake / clutch fluid change, George? Yes, I have got one already. It's my video upgrading the brakes on my BMW E60. I do a full, complete brake fluid flush on that. Could buy a cheap 1 Series and do the BMW on a budget series. That's potentially an idea, yeah. Yeah, definitely 1 Series, but I mean, obviously the common engine that people have in this country is like a 118D or 120D, but I've already got that engine, haven't I, in my E60? So I'd want to be doing something that's a little bit different, and maybe get a petrol as well, because obviously a lot of my stuff is diesel. So maybe get a petrol, but I know the petrols are actually more expensive. So yeah, that'd have to be something to consider. Have you considered a Volkswagen Golf? Volkswagen? A Volkswagen? Have I considered a Volkswagen? Let's just pretend you didn't say that. No, I get your point. You know, but I think that if I was to do Volkswagen, I think it would like massively divide my viewers. You know, a lot of people that watch me for my BMW content. I'm guessing, you know, you guys let me know why you watch me. But I think if I was to do a you know, bring some Volkswagen content, and I think, yeah, a lot of people wouldn't be happy. But I get your point, though. Yeah, obviously a Volkswagen Golf, it's a very popular car, isn't it? BMW E46. I've had a few now. They're awesome. I sent you some money through PayPal. I'll help you towards it. Thank you, Simon. I really do appreciate that. I'll check that out, actually. If anybody does... Oh, Simon, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. You just sent me £10. That's going to go straight into the new project car pot. Yeah, I can't thank you enough. Honestly, you know, you watch my videos, you comment, you always like them and whatever else. So, yeah, thank you very much. But yeah, E46. That's a very good shout, because you can pick them up very, very cheap. Albeit probably very, very rusty, but you know, that's what a project car is all about. It's about making content for me. That's what I do. I'm a YouTuber, so yes, definitely something to consider. I mean, how would you guys feel about an E46? I know they're I know they're a little on the old side. They haven't got that much technology on the interior, but you know, it's still a BMW. They're still very, very popular. They're kind of like an affordable, you know, affordable young person's BMW. You can pick them up for around £1,000 now, and yeah, that could be a good shout for a project car. The Cody P, GTI or R. Yeah, again, you keep trying to get me to get a Volkswagen Golf, but I don't think that would go down too well, to be honest, mate. Official woofer, E30 or 36 straight 6. E30, I mean, aren't E30s like ridiculously expensive now, or am I just thinking of like E30 M3s? I don't know. 36 straight 6. Yeah, to be honest, I would like to get a straight 6. You know, I've always had 3 and 4 cylinder engines, so I would like to get something 6 cylinder. and preferably a petrol engine as well. Because I mean, I've obviously owned petrol engines in the past, but I haven't got a whole load of petrol engine stuff on my channel. So you know, I've got my Fiesta, I've got Punto stuff, Fiat Punto stuff on there. That's all petrol engine, but yeah, nothing like BMW related. So it's potentially something that's on the cards. Let's just pretend you didn't say that. Yeah. 10/7 that VW car. Crucify him if he says Audi. Oh. Simon, keep up the good work. Thank you. I will do. Oh, I'll try my best to. E46 is good. Would you Franz Karl Ferdinand? That is a wonderful name. Would you suggest changing the timing chain on an F31 with the N57 D30 at around 100,000 kilometers, although there are no problems currently, just to be on the safe side? 100,000 kilometers is really nothing. That's less than, no, that's 62,000 miles. So, you know, there should be no reason to change the timing chain at that point, but consider altering your service plan though. You know, how often are you changing the oil? The number one cause for timing chain failures in the N47 and N57 is the oil change intervals. How often are you changing the oil? If you're changing it every 10 to 15,000 miles, stop that today, change it every 5,000 to 6,000 miles, and then you probably never have to replace the timing chain on the engine. It'll probably last, you know, pretty much forever. The End. It's a great name there. The End. One series, 100%. Yeah, one series, you know, it, especially appealed to the younger audience. I agree with that. It's a very common car. E36 325i first gen. See, the thing is with like E36, E30, E39, they're a little bit on the old side, and would there really be too much demand for it? I don't know. I mean, you guys tell me. I don't know how much demand there would be for those cars now. I mean, they're becoming a little bit of a classic, so I don't see too many of them on the road at the moment. E46, I still see quite a lot of them on the road, but like E36, E39, E30s, I don't see a whole load of them. One series owners ask about everyone in like on Facebook. Legendary levels of thick. Yeah, see, that's the thing. When it comes to I'm not, you know, putting anyone down. I'm not hating on anyone here, but you can pretty much guarantee that the average person that owns a 1 Series has just bought the cheapest BMW they can find just because it's a BMW. You know, that's generally the reasons why people buy a 1 Series. They just want to have any BMW, so they just pick the cheapest one, and then they just get on with it. And you know, it's usually someone that doesn't know anything about cars. But with that being said, you know, you can get some good power out of some of the engines on that chassis, so they're not all bad. How do you like going to our football ground, Birmingham City? Yeah, so I've been how many times this season? It's crazy saying this season because we've had like, you know what, 2-month break already. It seems like it was literally about a year ago since we last played. But yeah, it's, to be honest, it's, you know, it's an all right, it's a proper ground at the end of the day. You know, it's old, it's It's got a lovely pitch. Honestly, the pitch is so nice. It's just a bit of a shame about the area around it, to be honest. Yeah, it's just a bit of a not a very nice area, but that's Birmingham for you, isn't it? Okay, then. So we're just gonna have a tally up. Nah, I'm joking. Birmingham's all right. I've delivered. I've been in and out of Birmingham hundreds of times over the last few years, delivering. It's not too bad. But yeah, what I was going to say was just going to have a tally up. We've got 14 people in here apparently, so 15 now. So if you could just say, hello or hi or whatever, just so we know how many people have we got in here. That's actually active and has not just got me on a live stream and just like shut the phone away or something. But yeah, if you just comment like hello, so just so I can read your names out and then see who we've actually got in here. Okay, so Mark Beasley, Fiscal Woofer, hi. Still got 14 more people apparently. I think there's some really shy people in there. I think that must be the case. Simon Peters, well, moved to rugby now, so I see your point. Fair enough. I guess Birmingham wasn't really doing it for you then. Birmingham City. Jack Dangerfield, hello. Diogo, hola. Tech OS, hello. My name is Abhi, not Tech OS. Okay. Guten Abend. What does Guten Abend mean? I know that's German. I know it's good something, but what does Abend mean? Guten Abend. Actually, let's find out before you spoil the fun. Oh, it means good evening. Okay, that was a bit climatical, bit of an anticlimax. Edgener Mosen, good evening. It means Scott Bowlby. Hi, I got your stream on in the background while I was playing FIFA. Brilliant. What have you got? Xbox, PlayStation? I've actually started playing it. Like I literally didn't play Xbox for like 5 years, and yeah, I've been playing it a couple of hours a week since the whole situation. Damn, you just cruised by that German accent. Yes, I'm usually like that, to be honest. And when it comes to names or words in different languages, I just say it how it's spelled, which I don't mean to offend anyone by. Okay, so I'm guessing that the majority of people in here own a BMW. So let me know which BMW you own and which engine. So, for example, mine's a E6520D. Let me know what you own. Let me know what car you own, what BMW you own, and let's get a conversation going. Weird, you're one of the only English-speaking people who got my name right. Well, it looks like it says Diogo, so how could it not be Diogo? It's like Diego, but Ogo. Always good learning German. You can tell the difference between your Nockenwellen and your Nockenwellen and your Zundespül. I've actually absolutely just butchered that, haven't I? Edge Mosen E82 2011 118D M47 without cam chain replaced. How many miles do you want? Ever had problems with your wash bottle? I'm keeping out E60M. Where is it leaking from, Simon? Is it leaking from the actual bottle? I know the pumps, because on the pumps they have the pump is actually fixed onto the washer bottle. They have an O-ring on, so that could be something that's failed. Oh, okay, yeah. So I would have a look at your have a look at the pump on it. It could be a failed O-ring, but I haven't had the problem myself personally. Dozer D BMW 325i E92 Coupe N52 engine and E60 LCI 2-litre diesel N77 Euro 5. What's an N77? Dozer the BMW. Do you live in? Where do you live? You don't live in the US, do you? Surely not, because you don't have the diesels over there. You only have the 535D or 333D, 335D. I mean, sorry. Diogo E92 2008 320D pre-LCI. That should be still the N47. Tech OS F34 3 Series GT with the B47 engine. Nice. Edgener at 55,000 miles currently, but it definitely has ticking. See, you say ticking, but ticking doesn't indicate that your timing chain is going to fail. For example, injectors, direct injection fuel injectors, they do make a ticking noise. So the ticking that you're talking about may not be your timing chain. It doesn't really make a ticking sound as such. Obviously, I'd have to hear it myself, but it's likely not your timing chain. But like I said, change your oil every 5,000 to 6,000 miles with a good quality oil filter, and you should be good. Simon Peters, passenger side behind the front bumper. Yes, that's where it is located. Was that a question, or? Because, yeah, that's where it is located. Jack Dangerfield, RS3. What, you have a BMW RS3? That must be making some crazy power, right? Those are the BMW M47s, sorry. Yeah, I guess that. The engine numbers starting with 7 times. Engine number starting with 7X would be V12. What? Oh, I think yeah, because you meant N. Yeah, because it was N7, N77. Yeah, I guess yeah, that's what you meant. Fisher Woofer E61 2008 520D LCI with tons of factory extras like pano and rear sun blinds, 18-inch wheels, very unusual, full BMW service history, 140k. Good stuff. What's the difference between the panoramic sunroof and just a regular sunroof? Is there a difference? Have I got the panoramic sunroof or not, or have I just got a regular one? Mark Beasley 2009 E61 520D M47. Anyone would think I have a 520D M47 channel with the amount of people that have got them as well. panoramic goes over the back seats as well. Ah, that makes sense. So I guess I don't have it then. Mihai Bigu. Hi George. What is your opinion about FAI or Febi timing chain? Thanks. I'm sure I answered this last week. So I know FAI is made by, now someone is going to correct me, it's either iWiz or JWiz, and that's who makes the original BMW timing chains. Now I'm not too sure who makes the Febi ones, so I can't really talk about the Febi ones, but yes, I chose the FAI ones because it came as a complete kit, so it came with everything that I needed. But because it was with the iWiz chains. Official woofer, it might be called Pano on E60, but I think you can only really get it on Estate E61, I think. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't seen a sunroof like twice the size of mine on an E60, so you could be correct there. Edgner Mosen, Jep thought it would be that, but went to the Bimmer garage and they said it was the chain, and I can also only hear it between 1500 and 2500 revs. So I'm thinking of getting it replaced. See, timing chain, you wouldn't hear it only between a set amount of revs. To be honest, you would hear it right through the rev range. It would get louder and obviously faster as the revs increase. Scott Bowlby, is your 520D mapped, George? Absolutely, yes. I've got a whole video on it. I feel like to majority of these questions, I keep saying yes, I've got a video on that, but no, I have got a video on it. It's called like getting my BMW E60 remapped or tune in the BMW E60, something like that. And yeah, you'll see like the whole process of it getting done, and you'll see my reaction where I take off for the first time and I'm like with the crazy amount of torque that's been added. Edgner, I live in Denmark, so it's really expensive, but thinking of getting it replaced in Germany. You're thinking about driving all the way to Germany just to get your timing chain replaced? That is one hell of a trek. As the pano on the E60 is still not that deep / over the back of the seats, that I've seen. As the pano on the E60 is still not that deep. Yeah, no, exactly that. I haven't seen one that goes over the rear seats. I've only seen them exactly how mine is. I thought this would just be a good opportunity as well. If you have ever thought about supporting the channel, maybe you have came across one of my videos that you found particularly helpful. Maybe I've saved you a whole bunch of money with something, and you thought that you may want to give back in some way, that you wanted to, like I said, support the channel. Now is a good time to do so. There is actually a dollar button. It's kind of like a dollar button. It should have kind of like a box around it. If you click that, that is for super chat, and whatever you donate, I will get a portion of, and that will, like I said, that will directly go straight into the fund for the channel to buy new car parts, to buy new mods and things like that, and to save up for a new project car that I'm getting this year. So if you do want to show your support, donate whatever you have, you know, if that's 10p, if that's £1, you know, whatever it may be. I appreciate anything and everything. But with that being said, you don't have to donate absolutely anything. You know, if you can't afford to or whatever, I won't hate you. I understand everyone's financial situation is different, so don't feel bad for not donating. But then again, I do appreciate everyone who does. because that's how this channel is kind of funded. It's funded from my own back. I make these videos. You know, I don't make much money at all from these videos. Any money I do make is just reinvested back into the channel just to make more content. And yeah, I hope you guys appreciate that. So yeah, let's get back to the questions anyway. Okay. Sam Colbert, evening all. Just bought a 2004 530D SE before we went into lockdown. The audio on the car isn't great as I have a mask system. Any recommendations? Thanks in advance. So any recommendations for an upgrade? Or, I mean, because obviously you can upgrade the speaker system. I'm sure the top one is the Logic 7 surround sound. And I believe that's what I have in my car. My sound system is actually very good. You know, you can upgrade the subwoofers under the seats. You can get the tweeter speakers. You can upgrade, you know, the speakers all around, to be honest. But yeah, it depends sort of what you want to go for. Fiscal offer, yeah, I think you're right. Some of the earlier Panoramas didn't go right over the back seats, but I know that the newer XRs definitely have the glass extending quite far back. Edgener, okay, we'll be getting it checked again. Here in Denmark, it's around 5,000 Great British pounds. £5,000 to get your timing chain replaced. Seriously, £5,000. Like, they wouldn't even cost that much to take it to the dealership. I mean, if you're going to pay that much, just drive it here and like give me £4,000 and I'll do it for you. But no, honestly, that's just ridiculous. I mean, unless the cost of living is like a lot higher, but that does. Oh, that is at the dealer. Okay, so try and take it to some BMW specialists. See what they say. But at a garage in the UK, you shouldn't really be spending any more than £1,000. You know, to get the whole kit replaced with all new gaskets and everything. But bear in mind, it is worth doing a few of the jobs as well at the same time. Speaker for a straight swap. Yeah. Speakers, they are plug and play, so you can swap them out. Edge and Merzen, I think the BAV sound is great. Wouldn't know. We'll do that. Yeah. So okay, so you drive all the way to the UK. Give me £4,000, and I'll basically just rebuild your engine. You heard of Schmiedman? Schmiedman? I haven't, to be honest. Independent shop. Okay. Yeah, like I said, go there, get a quote and see what they say. Calvin Mullings, I have a funky smell when I start my AC in my 2014 535i. Any ideas? Have you considered changing or at least inspecting the cabin air filters? Because that would be the first place I would go to. When was the last time they was replaced? Because they do like to get full up of leaves. They like to get full up of water. You know, a lot of moisture gets in there. And then you can get build up of mold and all the rest of it. So that would be my first place I would check. But yeah, just going to say again, for any new people that have joined, if you do want to show your support in any way, there is a super chat button there. It's just a $ in a box. It should be below the chat, I think. If you just click that, you can donate whatever you want, even if it's 1p. You know, that'll help me out a lot. I will appreciate it, and it's to, you know, give something back to the channel and to put some money into the new project car pot. So if you do want to donate anything, however big or small, there is a super chat button there. Just give it a click, follow through the steps. It's 100% safe, by the way. I want to say that it's you probably have to put like your card details in, but it's, you know, it's YouTube, it's Google, so it's not like a scam or whatever. I'm not like fishing for your card details, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, it's an option if you do want to support the channel. Yeah, Calvin Mulling. Okay, yeah. So definitely check the definitely 100% check the cabin air filter. That'd be the first place I would start. Fiscal woofer. I had the funny rattle above E61. Only happened between 1,500 1.5k to 2k revs. A metallic vibration, a bit like thin metal plate on another plate, sorted at service, but they didn't say what it was. I'd probably say it's one of your exhaust heat shields. Yeah, that's probably what it was. It's probably hanging down. They probably just put another screw in or whatever. That's usually what it is when it comes to, you know, a metal vibration. Yep, Schmiedman, they want 2,000 Great British pounds for it, so a bit better. I'm just not sure if they do it with OE parts. Well, they should do for that price, because that's still really ridiculous. Like I said, I don't know what the cost of living is like in Denmark. I don't know if everyone's on like super high wages, but that just still seems really expensive. Because I'm pretty sure, like, for a garage to do it, it shouldn't take any longer than around, I'm pretty sure like the book time is around, I'm sure it's up between 12 and 15 hours. So if you know, if somebody's charging like £2,000 for 12 to 15 hours work, that they're charging like 150, £200 per hour, which is ridiculous. I'm sure dealers in the UK only charge about £100 an hour. Dish 161. I've had the same on my 528. I thought it was broken pieces of cat. So what did you find out the cause to be in the end? Was it the heat shield, like I said? Fiscal Woofer has donated £5. Thank you very much. Whatever's left out of that after YouTube take their little cut, that will go straight into the car fund. I really do appreciate it. I know you came in here last week as well. If I can provide you with any more value, any more answers to your questions, just let me know. But like I said, I just can't appreciate it enough. We've got some big things planned this year, and one of them is going to be getting another car. Like I said, I think that will really help take my channel to the next level and mix things up a bit. Dish 161. Car got totaled before I found out. Sorry, mate. Oh, no worries. Yeah, but it's, I mean, obviously it depends on a whole bunch of things. But if you have an exhaust that's rattling, when you rev the engine, obviously, because when you rev the engine, that's when you're going to be putting more exhaust gases through. The exhaust will rattle, and like you said, it's usually between about 1,500 to 2,000 revs. Dave Sim Racing Channel. Hi, Oster. How you doing, Dave? Hope you're well. Edge Mosen, we pay about 45% taxes, but also get free healthcare and all that. And I think the pay is quite a bit higher. A standard mechanic gets around £60 an hour. Right, well, that's where your £2,000 quote is coming from. Then £60 an hour. That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, it depends kind of what sort of mechanic you're talking about. I mean, if you're talking about a regular tire fitter at a a generic quick fit or somewhere like that, then they're only on like just above minimum wage. I'm sure they are. They're only on something like on a 20 low 20,000s, about 21,000 to £22,000 a year. So then they're on not a whole load of money for the job they do, to be honest. I mean, I'm not on a whole load of money. I'm only just on above minimum wage, but that's my job at the moment suits me for my whole situation. Kind of allows me to do YouTube and put a whole load of time into that. But for mechanics in this country, they are not paid well at all. I know BMW technicians at the dealership in this country, they are on honestly peanuts for the job that they do, and you can see why a lot of the time they don't do a very good job. I'm sure they're only on something like £26,000 a year, like for a BMW technician, and you need quite a few qualifications to do that job, which it's pretty stupid, to be honest, because at the dealership when it comes to working on a car, it's all like a process, so they just follow off like a process sheet. So it's literally just like building Lego, with the instructions. But yeah, if they're if the mechanics are earning £60 an hour, then how much do you think the shop is charging you? The shop's probably going to be charging you, like I said, about 150 to £200 an hour, which makes sense. Why your quote is £2,000. That completely makes sense now. Where was me? We kind of got off on a bit of a tangent there. Physical Warfare, great channel. Keep up good work. Thank you. Like I said, I can't appreciate you enough. Sam Colbert, would you recommend a gearbox oil and sleeve service on a 2004 auto box that has covered 80,000 kilometers or miles? I know BMW say it's not required, but ZF do. Absolutely, yes. Change the you did say auto box, didn't you? Yes, change the automatic transmission fluid around every 40 to 60,000 miles. You say you've covered 80. I don't know if that's kilometers or miles, but it would indicate that you're at the mileage where you should go ahead and change it. Yes, I would. Like I said, every 40 to 60,000 miles, change the transmission pan, which holds the filter in and the oil. I'm pretty sure you can get like the whole kit for around £100. But yeah, definitely worth changing. No oil fluid is ever lifetime. It's lifetime of the parts, not lifetime as in last forever. It's kind of messed up, but yeah, I would recommend change it. And thank you very much for the $1.99 donation. That is greatly appreciated. Like I said, any more value I can provide you, just let me know. Any questions you have, I greatly appreciate the donation. They'll be going straight into the car fund. Still don't know what I'm getting yet. I've obviously got a lot of time to decide because nobody's buying any cars at the moment. But yeah, I've got quite a bit of time to save up and some time to think about what I'm going to get. Dave Sim Racing Channel and Fine Arts, thanks. I fixed the bumper. I made it fit. Thanks for the help. No problem, Dave. BMW dealer price to us in London is around £100 an hour. Yes, that's exactly in line with what I was saying earlier. Skinny Outlet, yo, what's up, Skinny Outlet? Sam Colbert, miles. Okay, yeah, so 80,000 miles. Definitely go ahead and change it. Edgerton and Mosen, we have quite high minimum wages and lots of union rules. Yep, that's about the double or more that they will charge me. But great idea and content, George. I love the idea of helping other people. I appreciate that, man. And thank you very much for the donation. I have no idea what DKK 50 means, but we will find out. That means approximately £5.83. Thank you very much, Edna. I really do appreciate that. And I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. But yeah, like I said, I really do appreciate that. You know, I have no problems with helping you out, providing that I have the time. And yeah, I just really appreciate it. I really appreciate the donation there. Andy Coldwell, if you open the door at the same time and let out the clutch, will you actually burn the toast? Possibly, Andy, possibly. Hey, Alistair, I have 78,000 kilometers. What should I do best after the flaps? Maybe a new crankcase breather or something? What should I maintain first of all? I mean, what part should be replaced soon? Which engine? Remind me, which engine do you have? And on that note, do not go anywhere. This live stream is about to get very, very exciting. I just need to go and have a pee. I'll try and be as quick as I can. I don't want to come back and, you know, half of you guys are gone. So I'm not going to be gone for very long, but, you know, I am a human. I do need to use the toilet. You know, get your questions ready, whatever you need to do. Fire away a little donation. I will appreciate that. But yeah, I just need to go pee. I won't be long at all. Stay tuned and do not go anywhere. Come back. Don't worry. I'm back. Hey, most of you guys stayed in here. Oh, I wasn't gone long, was I? All right, let's resume service. Well, I've been going an hour and 20 already. Okay. Andy, caught you there, buddy. Yes, you did. You almost did. Martin Webster. Hi, I have a 1 Series 120D auto. I get vibration when in reverse with the brake pedal pressed. Any idea on this, George? You have vibration when in reverse with the brake pedal pressed. To be honest, I would need to. It's hard to kind of diagnose a problem like that. You know, with a vibration, with a knocking, it's kind of hard to pinpoint what the actual problem is without hearing it, without feeling it, without being there myself. If you could get me, if you could send me a video over to my email address, I'll just write it in the chat again. It's just georgeosterberry@gmail.com. Exactly the same as my PayPal as well. So if you do want to send anything over to my PayPal, you know where I am. Like I said, any donations I get go straight back into the channel, as you guys probably know. Dave has a 520D M47 2006. Go P, hurry. And your original question was, what should you do after the flaps? Maybe a new crankcase spray. Yes. So you have the M47. Yes, you do need to replace the crankcase breather, and it is recommended that you replace it every other oil change. So if you change your oil every 10,000 miles, change the crankcase breather every 20,000 miles. But as I have mentioned many times before, I recommend you change your oil every 5,000 to 6,000 miles, and therefore change your crankcase breather every 10 to 12,000 miles. But yeah, I would recommend doing the crankcase breather next. It does get blocked up. It does have an actual filter on the M47. It's not like the newer ones. But yeah, I would recommend doing that next. Edgener, I have another question about the flex pipe. There is a hole in mine, so I need to replace it. Do you have to weld the new part onto the cat, or is it a clamp? Now then, unfortunately, it is all one piece. So if you do essentially want to have a part that just bolts in place, you do need to actually replace the entire cat. But with that being said, that's probably going to be more costly than cutting the old flex pipe off, the little flexi section, and then having someone weld a new one on, or using some kind of clamp to clamp a new one on. But to be honest, you'd probably be better welding a new one on. But yeah, that's pretty much your options. It cannot be removed from the catalytic converter downpipe without cutting it, essentially. Sam Colbert, I hope you sang happy birthday twice. Yes, don't worry, I did. Yeah. Yes, Andy, I did wash my hands, of course, obviously. Edge and Yup say I'm in doubt. Mihai Bigu, hi George, can the swirl flaps replaced with new ones on your engine or just removed? So on the N47, let me take a drink. On the N47 D20A engine, swirl flaps cannot be replaced because they are on the inside of the intake manifold. Once you knock them out, it's near impossible to fit them back in, because you need to insert a rod as well as trying to insert a flap while getting the rod back through the flap. And like I said, it's near impossible. I'm pretty sure how they do it in the factory is the intake manifold is in two parts. They install the swirl flaps, and then they just like glue the two sections of the intake manifold together. I can't think of any other method that they could use to do it. But yeah, on the N47 D20C engine, the swirl flaps are kind of they have their own separate like bracket cage, you could say. So they're on the outside of the manifold, so you can replace them. And it is something that you should do if they do have some play in them. Martin Webster, haha, thanks, mate. I understand. I'll try and get a video. Good stuff. Like I said, email address is there. So as long as I have, I'm not busy, I don't mind Responding to emails. Where are we at then? I'm going to try and pronounce this. Zechariah. Hi from Bulgaria. Hello to you. That's why he's a BMW specialist. Yep, I think I'm gonna weld the new one on. What are your thoughts on tuning boxes? Now then, tuning boxes. See, I can't really give a massive opinion on tuning boxes because I've never used them before. So I could, go off what everybody else says and say they just completely ruin your engine. But it's obviously not true because, a lot of people have had success with them. So I guess there is a lot of bad products on the market. And then there's obviously a lot of good products out there as well. But they do serve their purpose, definitely. The good thing about a tuning box is that it can be removed. Okay, so if you're essentially renting a car, you have a car on lease, finance, whatever you want to call it, then you can install a tuning box and then you can just remove it and it'll leave no trace. That's the good thing about a tuning box. Now, the good thing about a remap is that you'd like to think so, or it should be tuned to your car. The thing with a tuning box is it's going to kind of be more generic. So they're not going to make the exact changes that you want. It's going to kind of be more of a broader tune. It's not going to be specific to your needs and wants. Whereas if you get your car remapped, you can say, I want the focus to be on more low down torque, or I want more power in the top end. And so if you do want something very specific, then the tuning box isn't the way to go. And like I said, there are a lot of bad tuning boxes out there on the market which do cause a lot of problems. Like there are, I'm sure, people who do remaps. There are probably a lot of unreliable remappers out there as well. It's just about doing your research, to be honest, and finding out what needs and wants that you have. Oh, I should have went and got another drink as well. I think I actually have one in here. I don't want to keep leaving you. Don't worry, that wasn't my underwear. It was a pair of shorts. A bottle of water. Andy Coldwell, or Cadwell, however you want to say it. BMW only sell a complete manifold if you want to replace swirl flaps. That is correct. I have done that before. While we've got a whole bunch of new people in here, I just want to do a quick reminder. I do apologize if you've heard this a few times now. But if you have ever watched one of my videos and you thought, wow, that's helped me a whole lot, that saved me some money, that's resolved one of my issues, that's put one of my worries to rest, and you thought, I'd like to give back a little bit to that channel, I'd like to support that guy, and you wondered how you could do that, then now is the perfect opportunity to do so. So below the chat, there should be a $sign in a little square box. If you click that, you can go ahead and make a donation. Any donations that I receive, it all just goes back into the channel. So I buy car parts, I buy mods for videos. I'm actually saving up for a new project car as well, solely to make content with, to help you guys out. It's not even going to be a car that I'm driving. It's just to make more videos for you guys. So in turn, anything that you donate and give to the channel will just be given back to you in the form of videos, entertainment, help, and so forth. So if you do want to make any donations, however big or small, you know, it could be 1 pence, it could be £10, whatever it may be, it is all worth doing, and it is greatly appreciated. Let's get back to the questions. Edgena, Dave's thinking of that. Dave, thinking of that, but it's just nowhere near legal in Denmark. Then it's easier taking a box off when going for MOT. I don't think I quite catch that drift there. I think I'm kind of jumping in as a conversation. Official Woofer, thank you for the chat. Got to pop on work call. Man, work. Who's actually in work? I am, by the way. Keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I appreciate the donation. Greatly appreciated. And, you know, we'll talk again sometime. I'm sure it won't be very long before we do another one of these. Usman Khan, hi. Hello to you. Hope you're well. Yamaha 6 London. Yo, how's it going? Do you think an M3 Estate is a pointless car? Okay, correct it to M5, pointless car. I mean, no car really is a pointless car. It's just everybody has their own different tastes, don't they? You know, personally, I wouldn't, you know, daily drive a, you know, V8 or V10 engine. You know, I couldn't afford to do that. And I would just be adding way too many miles to it, and the car really wouldn't last that long. You know, for me, someone who does a fair amount of mileage, I need a diesel. I couldn't, you know, have a V8 or a V10. Like I said, I'd be putting way too many miles on it. It costs way too much to run. But for someone that, you know, doesn't do a whole load of miles on a daily basis, and, you know, can afford the fuel and all the rest of it, then, you know, a good daily driver may be the M5 Touring. You know, maybe they have a lot of luggage to carry around. Maybe they have dogs, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, it's kind of combining the best of both worlds. So you have the V8 or the V10 engine, whatever it may be, if it's the F11 or if it's the E61. You know, you're combining the best of both worlds. You've got the you know, nice tune of the engine, you have the performance, you have somewhat great handling, and then you have the space, the luxury, and all the rest of it as well. So yeah, I wouldn't say they're a pointless car. They're just, you know, for the person that needs for the person that needs that particular car. I've never seen the M3 Estate. Well, some guy actually, I'm sure some guy actually made one. Well, it's technically not a real M3 Estate. It's technically a replica, but yeah, some guy actually made one not long ago. I'm sure it's an F31 M3. E61 M5 Estate is a classic. Still costs you 20k plus on a 57 plate. Yes, that's correct. They do. They are holding their value a whole lot now. E61 M5 is still like ultimate worth fortune now. Like, yeah, like the to be honest, E61. It's not something that I would get the most benefit of. You know, I don't need an estate, but I would like one of my dream cars is an E60 M5, and I do actually plan on getting one in the next couple of years. You know, I don't know how well this YouTube thing is going to go. I'm just going to keep going, and if one day I can afford to buy an E60 M5 for the channel, of course, then I will do so. But yes, definitely one of my dream cars. You know, there's no replacing that V10 5-litre engine. They're never going to make anything like that again. And yeah, just be my dream car, to be honest. I'd swap my E60 M5 for an E61 M5. That's interesting. I'm guessing do you daily drive yours? Josh Moody, it's a really funny story actually. My friend was selling one, said friend George got into a bit of a back and forward on how it was a bit of an odd car. That's how I found George Osters. Wait, what? It's a really funny story actually. My friend was selling one, said friend George got into a bit of a back and forward on how it was a bit of an odd car. That's how I found George Osters. I have no idea what you're going on about, mate, to be honest. Sorry, I think I need to try and keep up with these chats. Because obviously, if you write a comment and then there's like a million other comments below, then I read the next comment from it. It's like I'm just all over the place. I do apologize. Garrick, unfortunately, at the moment, I have to daily my M5. Damn. That, well, I mean, to be honest, at the moment, like, what even is daily? And, you know, what are you doing? Going to the shop and back once a week? So, you know, you can't really be hit too badly with the fuel bill. Unless you're working, of course, like me. Yamaha 6 London. Yeah, exactly. I drive my M5 once a month if lucky. I got an M5 E60 and M5. You have two M5s. 5F10. Best ever made 5 Series, mate. Yes, I agree. E60s, nothing replaces it. Best 5 Series. Edward O'Halloran, have you ever repaired a stripped oil drain plug thread on an E90? That is a very specific question. I can't say I have. I've never owned an E90. Should I get one, though, for the channel? Should I get a new project car, a new E90? Would that be good? Get one as soon as possible. Best thing you will ever do. Yes, I would love an M5, E60 M5, but yeah, it's just buying one. I don't have the spare money, and I would just get destroyed on the insurance on that. Have some weird oil leak on the underbody. Yeah, you need to try and what makes you think it's the oil drain plug thread is stripped? Have you cross-threaded it? Have you cross-threaded the sump plug? Skika PP, what did you expect from your car? It's big, slow, and you want to take it to Nürburgring. Why? What you expect from your car? I mean, to be honest, like, it has more than enough power that I need. You know, with the remap, it should be somewhere around 220 brake horsepower. It's only really me in the car. It's more than enough power than what I need. You know, on long journeys, you know, you can get 60 plus miles per gallon. It really suits me to the ground. It's such a nice, place to be. You like sitting in an armchair. You have all the technology you could ever want. Yeah, has more than enough power than for what I need. Obviously, it's nothing, you know, compared to your M cars, your M3s, M5s. But I've never driven one of them. This is the car that I own now is actually the most powerful car that I've ever had. So I can only compare it to what I've driven in the past. So I've actually gotten more out of my car than what I expected. So personally, I don't think it is slow. I want to take it to the Nürburgring, not to try and set any records. No, you know, you wouldn't take a BMW 5 Series and a diesel to the Nürburgring, you know, to try and set any records. I'm not doing it for that. I'm taking it because it's my car. I'm going to be going over to that, you know, that area. I'm going to plan to be going over to Germany, Belgium, France in the summer if this whole lockdown thing is lifted. And Nürburgring is just one of the places that I've always wanted to go to, so I'm going to try and do a tourist lap there. So yeah, hope that clears that up. Garrick, honestly, bro, I sometimes wish I had my E60 528i with dynamic drive. Love how that car drove a little better than my M5. Why did it drive better than your M5? Yeah, M5 E60 had oil leak problems. Only thing is, make sure you find a well-maintained one. Well, oil leak isn't really a problem. I mean, you can't really prevent an oil leak. If oil is going to leak from somewhere, it's just going to leak. You know, gaskets, seals, all the rest of it, they do fail. They don't really last forever. So you just need to fit a new gasket or a new seal. For the past year commuting, I meant, oh, damn. Why don't you just get yourself like a cheap runaround, Garrick? Like, you don't need to daily an M5, surely. You can just get like a cheap, you know, cheap diesel or something. Josh Moody, anyway, enjoying the vids, mate. Have a great weekend. And you too, Josh. Appreciate you joining in today. Or tonight, I should say. This evening. Yeah, I'm Holland. Yeah, 2 M5s and my daily 535D E61. Damn, you have like the complete setup there then. You have like everything made as well. And do you have a Yamaha by any chance as well? A Yamaha motorbike? Edward O'Halloran, it's the M47 engine. I forgot what your question was. Oh, okay, yes, on the E90. Usman Khan, what part of the UK are you from, and would you do a meetup after the lockdown? Yeah, I'll definitely do a meetup. It's something that I want to try and organise this summer. Obviously, we have to wait and to see how things plan out. But I'll probably try and see how many people would be interested, and you know, try and pick a central location, and then get something sorted. Insurance M5 via parents or an older person in your family. That's what I've done. Yeah, that would possibly have to be an option. I've checked M5 insurance, and it's very cheap for the car. Really? Edward, I did not cross-thread it, but somehow the previous owner messed the plug up and had to be recut. So he must have cross-threaded it then. Either that, or they've over-tightened it and just snapped the plug off, and then the rest of the plug's gonna had to be drilled out. That's a possibility. It went fine for 6,000 miles, but now the plug is leaking again. So on the plug, do you fit, when you give it an oil change, do you fit a new crush washer? You know, the little copper washer that comes with the oil filter. Do you fit that to the sump plug? Garrick, smoother ride and sharp cornering with the hydraulic sway bar. That's interesting. I didn't know they had one of them on the 528i. Instead of replacing the whole pan. Yeah, like I said, I always fit a new washer. Possibly. Are you sure? Are you sure it's definitely leaking from the plug? Okay, so we've been in here for an hour and 46 now. Probably going to be ending it right around the 2-hour mark because I'm getting pretty tired now. But I think it'd be a good opportunity as well to ask any of you guys if you do want to make a donation of any sorts. The $ is right there below the chat. It's called Super Chat. So you can just click that. You can enter a little message. It'll pop up. Everyone will be able to see it. And any donations that are received just go back into the channel. They go towards my next project car, and they go towards funding future videos. So if you do want to donate anything to the channel, that little $ is there. Just need to click that and then follow through the steps. Well, I'm trying to find one. Unfortunately, no E60 diesels in the US. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so you're in the US. Like, driving a M5 should not really be a problem in the US. Like, gas is dirt cheap out there. I'm sure it's like $3 for a gallon of gas, when here in the UK it's something like $10 or $15 for a gallon of gas. So you shouldn't be complaining about gas prices. No, I saw that. SR1000RR all the way. All these cars, trust me, bro. I feel like I work for SR. I'm always broke. Damn. Well, that's what can you expect if you have two M5s? Like, you're obviously going to be filling them up a lot. Got quoted £2,300 and I'm 22 on an M5. I'm sure I had a look, just out of curiosity, to see what the sort of price would be for an E60 M5, and it said, sorry, we could not insure you on this car. My M5 insurance is $5 less than my old 528. I guess because it's a year older, lol. Edward O'Halloran, thanks for your advice. Yeah, so Edward, one thing I would say is make sure that it's leaking from the plug itself. And then if it is, then yeah, I would make sure that there's not something wrong with the... make sure that there's nothing wrong with the threads on the plug itself, but then make sure there's nothing wrong with the threads in the actual sump, because it could be a case of buying a new sump plug and potentially putting some sealant on it as well. That could be a temporary fix, but yeah, if the threads are messed up, then it could do being recut. My E61, I need to sort out my wiring at the back. The emitter don't work. Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of the bars on my demister have gone out, so I may get the rear windscreen replaced and the front one as well, because that's got all like chips in it. This one kind of had an oil leak from the sump plug on a previous car. Garage put white tape, not sure the exact name, on the sump thread and plug back on. Didn't leak after that. Yeah, you can put what's it called? It's Teflon tape, nylon tape. I want to say one of them. Yeah, you can put a bit of that stuff on. It works well on some plugs. Oh no, not complaining about mileage, more wear and tear. Yeah, you don't want to, an M5 to be getting a lot of wear and tear. Sorry. This one can't leak started as it was tightened too much. Yeah, why do people like over tighten sump plugs? I don't understand that at all. They should. I know the specification for my engine is 25 newton meters. There's not a whole load of torque. It's the same as the oil filter. Why do people feel the need to tighten them to death? It's like you're just asking for problems. It's almost as bad as some certain YouTubers putting their sump plug in with an impact wrench. I won't drop any names, but some of you may know who that was. George, do you like cars to be stock or people putting splitters and all of the stuff on their cars? I prefer cars to look stock. Yeah, so I mean, I've kind of changed my opinion over the years, but now, I'm very sorry, you can tell I'm tired. Now, I generally prefer my cars to look more stock, especially if it's like a luxury car, like a BMW 5 Series. I think little subtle modifications on, like a splitter, a front little splitter that can look good. But when someone goes adding like a massive wing on the back, and all these stickers and stuff, to be honest, for me that's too over the top. I'm not really into that, not anymore anyway. I like nice subtle modifications that enhance the look of an already good looking car, not something that's just way over the top. Yeah. Garrett, yeah, Teflon tape, that's the one. Impact wrench, I know, lol, who you on about? That guy with the yellow Megane. Hayden something. No, I don't think that's who I was on about. I could be wrong, but I just remember somebody doing it and it being a talking point for a bit of time in the comments. Okay, I understand. Oh, I guess it'd kind of be an appropriate time as well. I don't know what sort of how people think of this, but obviously on YouTube, right? Everybody has the power to do what they want. Essentially, everyone can put out a video on whatever they want. It's a free world, right? But I really don't agree with people kind of making videos on something that they know nothing about and essentially giving bad advice. Like, for example, how I said that guy who I don't know if he undone or tightened up his sump plug with an impact wrench. Somebody could watch that, follow that advice essentially, and then do it for themselves. And it's like you're doing more harm than good. So I think people should try and learn the proper way, or at least in their videos say, look, I'm not like a trained professional, or I kind of don't know what I'm doing here, before they put this stuff out, because it can send a lot of bad messages, and it can lead a lot of people up the wrong path, especially when it comes to working on their own cars. And some things are like real serious as well. Like when it comes to, you know, jacking up your car and you know, supporting the weight of, you know, a big chunk of metal that weighs 2 tons and then lying underneath it. Like if you're teaching somebody bad practice when it comes to that stuff, like that's not good. That's not on at all. So I think people kind of need to be a little bit more honest and let their ego go before, you know, publishing the videos. Like, you know, if I don't know something, if I'm not, you know, that confident about something, I'll just say, you know, I don't know everything in the world. You know, I generally only talk about the things that I know a fair bit about. I don't really think I can add value to something that I know nothing about. You know, if somebody asks me a question and you know, I don't know the answer, I won't lie and say, oh well, I think it may be this. I'll just say, you know, I don't know, I haven't owned that car or whatever. But yeah, just, you know, little side rant there, but I just thought I would see what you guys thought about that side of things. Oil pan gasket could also be shot. Do you have a good method to spot oil leaks? First thing I recommend would be to completely clean and degrease your engine. So I guess from the cylinder block downwards, if you say it's leaking somewhere from the sump pan. Yeah, and then obviously you can see when where the oil is originating from, because without it being clean, you know, you're really just looking for a needle in a haystack essentially. So you need to get the bottom of your engine clean, and then you should be able to see where it is originating from, and you should see if it's coming either from the side of the sump or from the plug itself. I now stopped watching these car channels, all of knobs on there. Like how many of us drive Ferraris and Lamborghinis, just pointless. Yeah, that's another thing as well. Like, I don't get. I mean, I do. Obviously, people make videos that are not really relatable to other people, and they make videos to entertain people, which is all well and good. You know, that's what like the likes of Top Gear and, you know, Grand Tour have been doing for years. But when you started off a channel to help people, I've talked about this in the past. When you start off a channel to help people, and then you just kind of sell out and go down the easy route of just throwing loads of money into videos without providing any value at all, you really just lose your loyal original supporters. So yeah, it's not very good in my opinion. I think too many people are doing it now. Where are we at then? I watch normal people on YouTube like myself. You get me? Yes, I get you. I'd like to think I'm a normal person. So I guess that's why you watch me. Usman Khan, I agree. I agree with George. That's a free method. Good night, people. Gone to play FIFA 20 by. Good night, Yamaha. Good to have you again. Edward, okay, I washed the underbody. Need to disconnect the battery before there's some kind of electrical device wiring near the sump. You're talking about the oil level sense that goes directly into the bottom of the sump. There's no real reason. There's no real need to disconnect the battery if you want to be on the safe side. You know, like when I give my engine bay a clean, I do disconnect the battery just because there's a lot of connectors there. I don't want to short anything. I don't want, just don't want to run the risk of getting water into my main wiring loom or anything. If you do want to disconnect the battery, you can go ahead. It doesn't take any time at all. But like I said, there should really be no real need to, especially as you're not getting water anywhere near the alternator. But yeah, try and use the pressure washer. Just spray a whole load of degreaser. Give my video a watch when I clean the engine bay, and yeah, hopefully you should learn how to do it on there. We've just ticked over to 2 hours now. I think I'm going to wrap this one up. We only have 9 people in here now. I do want to thank all of you for watching again and supporting the live stream. We did have a few people donate today. I'm going to go over them again. Who do we have? So we had Fiscal Woofer donate £5, Sam Colbert £1.99, and Elger Mosen, he donated 50 kroner, 50 Denmark kroner. So I want to thank those people in particular. Oh, and there was one other person as well. Also, Simon Peters, he donated £10 on PayPal. So I want to thank those people in particular. It's people like yourself that fund the channel and create more content by allowing me to buy new mods, parts, and future project cards for the channel. So yeah, like I said, for any of you that do want to donate, maybe you want to give back some way to the channel, maybe I've helped you out in some way, there is of course the dollar button underneath the chat. It is just a dollar button in a little box. It's a super chat button. Just click that, just go through a couple of steps. You can donate. It really doesn't take long. You don't have to donate a whole lot. Anything does go a long way to support the channel. And yeah, so there's that method, and then there also is donations via my PayPal, which is just my email address, georgeosterberry@gmail.com. And I've just typed it in the chat. So if you want to go over there and do that, feel free to do so. But like I said, I'm going to be wrapping this one up real soon because yeah, I'm getting tired. We've been going for a very long time now, so yeah, probably going to give it a couple more minutes and see if we have any more questions or donations coming through. But if not, we will begin to close this one down. Edward, okay, I'll wash the underbody. I would answer that question. No, there is some kind of generator thing directly near the sump. Looks like a black bottle generator thing near the sump on the M47. Oh, you mean the that's the starter motor. That's bolted onto the sump. Yeah, that's the starter motor. No, that's fine. But yeah, like I said, you can do it if you want to be on the safe side. You can disconnect your battery. Yeah, that's the starter motor though. Garrick, thanks for the stream, George. Great entertainment during this time. No problem, Garrick. What I mean, saying I'm happy to be of some entertainment during this tough time. Edward, a plus wire goes, yeah, positive wire goes into it. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, starter motor. Okay, then. So we still have. Okay, we have 9 people in here now. unfortunately, we've been going for over 2 hours, and I'm going to wrap this one up, I think. I don't think we're going to get any more questions now. And yeah, and that's everybody done. I'm going to probably go to bed soon. Got a whole day of filming videos tomorrow to get some content for next week. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, like I said, I want to thank everyone who has donated. Edward, yes, new videos are coming out, of course, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today there was not a video, but this is instead of the video, this live stream. So yes, new video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6:30 p.m. UK time. Tech OS, thank you for the stream. Really enjoyed it. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Okay, then. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for joining in. Stopping by, spending so much of your day with me. Hope you're all well, by the way. Hope you're all staying safe and are not in too bad of a situation right now with regards to work and your family and all the rest of it. I hope everything is okay. And if not, then things will definitely get better. And yeah, just stay positive. You know, this whole situation is not going to last forever. It's soon going to be a distant memory that you're going to kind of look back at and laugh. And yeah, we'll all probably be better off for it as well in the long run. So yeah, all right, I'm going to go now. Yeah, like I said, thanks for watching. And I'll probably do another one of these time. Like, remember, the email address, my email address is georgeosterberry@gmail.com. That is my PayPal email address, and it's also my email address to ask me any questions you have. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.